So the rumors are true. There are new Nintendo Switch games coming out in the month of March, and I mean, you shouldn't really be surprised. We got a bunch of games I want to cover in today's video, though. Games that you need to have on your radar for the month of March, because it's a surprisingly deep month for different types of games. So if this is your first time on the channel and you enjoy video game content, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, and share the video. Without any further ado, let's talk about the upcoming games for the Nintendo Switch in the month of March. Kicking things off on March 4th, we have Ryan's Rescue Squad. And you know what? I obviously don't want you to buy this game, but I kind of want to talk about this whole Ryan situation, because how are like child labor laws not getting involved in this? Obviously, this kid's parents are just making him put his name and his face on everything. I feel like the child has not had a normal life, and I feel like when he becomes an adult, that might actually play into like his downfall if he decides to have a downfall. So I don't know. It seems very predatory to me, but don't play Ryan's Rescue Squad on March 4th. Let's stand up to Ryan's parents and show them, hey, this seems a little bit weird, man. This seems a little bit weird. Also on March 4th, you have a game that, well, you'll probably actually want to play, and that is, of course, Triangle Strategy, coming to us from Square Enix. Now, obviously, the visual style of this game is the first thing you notice. It has that Octopath Traveler style, but I do think it looks a little bit more refined. This is a strategy RPG, so if you're a fan of the older Fire Emblem style games or Shining Force games, this is definitely something that you should have on your radar. For me personally, I probably will wait for this game to get a discount, just because I'm not willing to invest a whole lot of time into a strategy RPG game right now, but I do think it looks really good. I do like the fact that your choices actually impact the storyline. Obviously, there's going to be a ton of branching paths as well, so that increases the replay value. But yeah, you're probably already sold on this game, but Triangle Strategy comes out on March 4th. On March 10th, we have DotHack GU Last Recode. I hope I'm saying that right. And essentially what this is a trilogy of DotHack games from the PS2 era. I remember seeing these games all the time. I never played them or anything like that, but it seems like there is a bit of a cult fan base when it comes to this franchise. It basically plays in a game where it's simulating an online MMO, so that's kind of weird. The Last Recode version of the game includes new modes, there's extra content, and of course there's quality of life improvements. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy this game. Once again, it's another game in that sort of distinct Japanese style. So if you're a fan of these games on the PS2, or you never checked them out and maybe you were curious, DotHack GU Last Recode, a trilogy of DotHack games from the PS2, comes out on March 10th. Also on March 10th, we have Aztec Forgotten Gods, and this game I think looks really cool. You know, I'm a big fan of action adventure games, and I think this one is actually very interesting, because ever since we saw the first trailer for the game, I really liked what I saw, and more importantly, I liked what I heard. It had like this sort of Brazilian Sepultura style soundtrack to it, so I hope that's incorporated in the game. It's basically an action adventure game where you play as a young woman who battles the colossal forgotten gods. Obviously, there's huge boss battles, lots of power-ups you could do. I like what I see from this game. I think it's going to be sort of an under-the-radar game, so I wanted to give it a little bit of shine. Like I said, I've seen it in Nintendo Directs. I was very impressed. Maybe you'll be impressed too. Aztec Forgotten Gods comes out on March 10th for your Nintendo Switch. And also on March 10th, we have Chocobo Racing GP. Now, I love kart racers. I just find them to be so much fun, especially when they're a bit over the top, and I think this game looks really good. I think from a graphical standpoint, it looks really good. Obviously, it's incorporating chocobos and other various characters from the Final Fantasy universe, not really mainline characters, but more sort of the side story characters. And I just like what I see from it. There's different power-ups, there's online and local multiplayer, and it just seems like it's going to be a really good kart racer. I probably will check out this game, honestly, just because, you know, I'm morbidly curious about it, and I think it's actually going to be a fun kart racing game. Chocobo Racing GP, March 10th. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax comes out on March 17th, and well, it's a fighting game with Persona characters. Now, this game originally released on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. It's getting redone for modern platforms. Basically, you're fighting characters from Persona 3 and Persona 4 against each other. I'm not a Persona fan. I don't play these games. I know that tons of people do really like them. At least it seems that way on Twitter. So I'm sure there's a lot of appeal for fans of the Persona games. You know, battling different characters from the franchise does seem like a fun thing. I mean, that's kind of why Smash Brothers is super successful. For me personally, not super interested in it, but I do think the fighting mechanics actually look pretty fun. So who knows? Maybe I will check it out. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, March 17th. If you need some more kart racing goodness, we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Pack Part 1 coming out on March 18th. Now, obviously, this is the upcoming expansion pack for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. A lot of people were hoping for a Mario Kart 9 or Mario Kart 10. Like, which number is it? Because we've actually had 2 Mario Karts since Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out on the Wii U and the Nintendo Switch with, of course, Mario Kart Live Tour and then the Mario Kart Live Circuit. So, you know, which is it? Is it Mario Kart 11? But anyways, you're not getting that. You're getting new courses, well, really old courses from previous Mario Kart games put into the Nintendo Switch version of the game. I don't know. I think it sounds super cool. I'm interested to see what the first drop of courses are for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with this booster pack. It's going to be lasting you a very long time till the end of 2023, so do not expect any Mario Kart as far as a new game is concerned in the franchise coming out between now and then. But yes, the first drop of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe booster courses comes out on March 18th. On March 22nd, Grand Mountain Adventures Worldland comes out for the Nintendo Switch, and this was a game I had never heard of. When I was researching this video, I kind of caught my eye because it's basically an open world skiing / snowboarding game. And when you look at the Nintendo Switch, there really hasn't been any snowboarding games for it. We were supposed to get Steep on the system, but that never came out. So this seems like a good alternative. Obviously, it has a different graphical style. It sort of looks like that skiing game that used to come on Windows PCs and that little monster would come out and chase you, but it's obviously a bit more in-depth and it has that sort of open world aesthetic to it, and I think it looks nice. You know, it's not going to be the most graphically intensive game in the world or anything like that, but it seems like the gameplay is going to be really fun. I do like the whole sort of aesthetic of the game. I know some people like a more detailed thing, but I think it looks nice and clean and simple enough. So yeah, this is a game that's actually on my radar. I probably will check it out. So Grand Mountain Adventures Worldland on March 22nd on the Switch. On March 25th, Rune Factory 5 hits the Nintendo Switch, and I have not played a Rune Factory game in a very long time. I want to say the last game I played was on the DS. Maybe it was like Rune Factory 2 or something like that. But this is a franchise that I always thought was cool because it's kind of like a combination of Harvest Moon and an action RPG. And when I was watching the trailer for this game, I was like, holy shit, this does look actually pretty cool. It has that action RPG gameplay. There's big bosses. You're going into the dungeons and trying to find different items and stuff like that. And then, of course, you have the Harvest Moon side of things where you're doing things like cultivating crops, getting married, you know, living life in this little town. So I don't know, man. I think this game is going to be a sleeper hit, and it's a shame that it comes out on the same day as another game because I think a lot of people are going to miss out on this. I might actually pick this up along with the other game that comes out on March 25th and eventually do a review on it because I'm super interested in it. This trailer really sold me on the game, and it was a game that I didn't even care about before I was making this video. Rune Factory 5, March 25th. And of course, also on March 25th, we have Kirby and the Forgotten Land, the big Nintendo Switch first party game for the month of March, and awesome. Like, this game looks so good. My problems with Kirby games were the fact, especially the recent ones, were the fact that they were easy and they just didn't feel very inventive. Like, they sort of went into this 2D style, and that's just what they stuck with. We haven't seen a 3D Kirby in forever, and I felt like Kirby sort of needed a shot in the ass, you know, a little something different in order to potentially bring in new players and maybe get players who were just tired of sort of the same old, same old. Obviously, there's a ton of different things you could do in this game. There's a ton of different levels. The graphics themselves look beautiful. It has local co-op play. There's huge boss battles that you're also doing. Kirby himself has a bunch of new abilities, so this game just looks top notch. I am super stoked for this game. I cannot wait to play this game, and I feel like a lot of people cannot wait to play this game. Kirby and the Forgotten Land comes out on March 25th. And the final game is a game called Koromon on March 31st, and I mean, it's pretty much Pokemon. Any game that has Mon in the name is probably going to be a Pokemon cloak. Digimon, digital monsters. Monsters are the digiest. I don't know if that was a song. But Koromon is essentially a sort of type of game that's like Pokemon. You collect different sorts of monsters, you battle them against other monsters. But I do think the graphical style of the game looks very nice. It looks like a very sharp sort of Game Boy Advance style game. This is a game that's actually been in early access for other platforms. A lot of people do seem to enjoy it. So if you're a Pokemon fan, you've already finished Legends Arceus, I definitely recommend, potentially checking out this game, Koromon, on March 31st. Alrighty, so those are the games for your Nintendo Switch in the month of March 2022. Let me know in the comments section down below what games you plan on checking out, what games sort of fancy your interest, if any of these games now fancy your interest after seeing them. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like and share the video, all that YouTube crap. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.